Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? It's Monday, May the 11th. Hoping everybody's having a blessed Monday. Hope all is well with everybody and everybody is staying safe and staying healthy. Um, I'm going to do this video that's been on my list for a while. 10 reasons to not move to Michigan. 10 reasons. I'm going to do 10 reasons to not move here in Michigan. I know this is a guy on here. His name is, his channel is called Briggs, something like that. He does a lot of demographic type videos where he talks about, um, um, he talks about all the different states. And he'll say 10 reasons to not move to California, 10 reasons to not move to, and I think he might have did 10 reasons to not move to Michigan. But this is my, it's a couple of, it's him and it's another one on here that does it. I can't remember the other guy's name. I know his name is Briggs something. And it's another one. It's another one that does them too. And they do a lot of demographical type videos where they say, well, the 10 to 10 worst states to live in, or stuff like that. Now, this is my list that I compiled. I've been born and raised here in Michigan, been living in Michigan all my life. So this is um, my list that I have compiled. Um, and this is my top 10 reasons, according to me, of why you shouldn't move to Michigan. If you're planning on relocating, if you live in any of the other states and you want to make a change, and you want to just a change of scenery. Sometimes if you live somewhere all your life, you're kind of over it. Like there's people that live in California, they live there all their life. Well, they're kind of over it. If they were born and raised there, then they're over it. They want something different. Sometimes if you lived in a place all your life, you want to experience something different. That's where I'm at right now. I'm been here all my life. I'm ready to. It would be nice to experience living in another state. Um, Preferably California, because I love California. It's very beautiful down there, but it's also very expensive. So um, definitely someplace warm. Um, I'm over winter. I'm over winter time. I'm just over. I'm over winter time. And this every year as I get older, it gets harder and harder on my body, and that it brings me to my number one reason to not move to Michigan. If you, particularly if you're living in any of the southern states, any of the warm states, and you just feel like you need to make a change, you might want to think twice about moving up here to Michigan, because the weather is horrible here. It's terrible. Michigan probably has, uh, I know they say Illinois is pretty bad. They call Chicago the Windy City. They say Illinois is pretty bad. But Michigan has one of the worst winters up here. We have one of the worst winters here. The winters are horrible here. They're terrible. And when I say terrible, I mean terrible. Sometimes we have ice storms, and sometimes when that happens, if it's bad enough, we'll lose power. And the last thing you want to do is lose power in the middle of a winter time and it's freezing outside, because you can't have no heat and all that kind of stuff. If it's bad enough, that's what'll happen. Everything freezes. Branches start falling off the trees because the branches freeze up, and they start to fall off the trees and fall into the roads, messing up our power lines. Um, you go outside, you might take a chance of breaking your neck. If you're not careful. It's Although I've been in Michigan all my life, I know how to drive in the wintertime. I know how to drive on ice. I always say Michigan women are tough because we know how to drive on ice. I mean, so I know how to drive in snow. Well, driving in snow is a lot easier than driving in ice. But I know how to drive on ice, because I've been here all my life. So, you know, um, if you live here and you better know how to drive in it. Or if you don't know how to drive in it, you're in trouble. And some people, you got some crazy people that don't care what the road conditions are. They still drive like they're crazy, you know. Them people don't have no respect for their life or yours either, and they shouldn't be on the road. But sometimes we get blizzards, and sometimes the blizzards are so bad that they have to close all the schools down. Um, they have to shut the schools down, and everything. And if you work in essential job and there's a blizzard outside, well, you gotta try to get there the best way you can. And I know my street is it's a lot of wooded areas, where I'm at. It's like a wooded area. So it always looks worse here. And one of my streets is one of the last streets they plow. So it always looks worse in my area than it does, you know. But it's just terrible. The weather is horrible up here. It's just like this. It's supposed to be May, but I'm still wearing my winter coat. Like it's supposed to be May, and I'm still wearing my winter coat. Literally, I had to put on my gloves the other day. It was so cold when I got off work. I went to the gas station. I had to put on my gloves. I kid you not. I'm literally still wearing my winter coat. And it's May. It feels like fall outside. Problem is around this time of year the climate changes, and so 50 degrees feels like 30 degrees. Like if as if it was 30 degrees in the wintertime. So it really doesn't feel like 50 degrees. It feels like 30 degrees. You know, it's cold because the climate is changing. So I don't know where spring is at, but I'll be glad when spring hurry up and get here. It's horrible. I mean, it's the sun. I mean, we can literally we can go through four seasons in one day here. The weather is so wishy washy here. We can literally go through four seasons in one day. I kid you not. We can go through spring, summer, fall, and winter all in the same day. Yes. You think I'm kidding, but if any of you guys are looking at this video and you're from Michigan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We can go through four seasons in one year, in one day. In one day. So if you're from the southern states or west coast, you from any of the warm states and you're thinking about moving up here, you better. I'm this a warning. Then don't say I didn't warn you. The weather is bad. We don't have that many warm days up here. It's bad. It's a very cold state. Number two, I said horrible winters, which ties into number one. We have terrible winters. Like I said, the winters are horrible. Sometimes they're a nightmare. People say, "Oh, snow is so pretty. Oh, it's so." I'm over it. I've been over it since I was 10 years old. I'm over it. When I was a kid, I loved the snow. I hate it now. It's more of a nightmare now. Number three, highest car insurance rates in the nation. Michigan has one of the highest car insurance rates in the nation. Now, they said that, and then they sent me a letter. I had to call my insurance company to confirm it, but they said that we're supposed to be getting some type of either a rebate or a discount next month. They said it's not going to go in effect until next month. So maybe they're just because of the pandemic, they feeling a little bad that they've been beating us out of our money all this time, and they decided they want to pay us some money back. So I called my insurance company. I called State Farm and confirmed it, and they said, yeah, we're definitely going to be giving a discount. Or it's going to be like a rebate, this kind. I don't know if they're gonna lower your bill or something. I don't know what they. It's some type of. They gonna give you pay you some money back or whatever. Um, but it's not gonna be till next month. They're gonna do it next month. So I said, well, yeah, they probably because of the pandemic. Like I said, they feeling a little bad and um, decide they want to pay us some of our money back. They've been ripping us off on all these years. They yes, Michigan has very high car insurance rates, and I hear it's higher in Detroit. I hear that the car insurance rates are higher in Detroit. I don't know why they're higher in Detroit, but they're for some reason they're higher in Detroit. You know, so if you are not used to paying high car insurance, that's something to think about before you move here. Before you decide to move here to Michigan. Number four, I put wage garnishment bill renewal because not all states, believe it or not all states allow allow creditors to garnish your wages. But Michigan is one of the unfortunate places that allows it. They not only allow wage garnishments, they allow bill renewal, which they say that after 10 years, if you have a bill that's 10 years old, they're supposed to just write it off. Well, Michigan has a law where they allow the creditor to renew the bill. No, if it's over 10 years old, they petition the court to renew the bill, and they'll still make you pay for it, even if the bill is 20 years old. They petition the court to have the bill renewed, so they'll make you keep paying for that bill. Yeah, and keep tacking on the court costs and all that. Yeah, Michigan. Yeah, Michigan is a horrible state as far as stuff like that. It's like they stick it to you. If they're not getting you one way, they're getting you another. And so that's another thing that not all states allow wage garnishments, but Michigan is one of the states that. So if you're gonna come to live in Michigan, don't be in debt. Don't go into debt because they're gonna stick it to you, and they're gonna get their money one way or the other. Number five, bad weather. That ties into number one and two. Some all times of the year is a lot of if it's not snowing, it's a lot of rain. It's just you know. Um, no, I said bad. Did I say bad water? Weather, bad water. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Number five is bad water. Did I say weather? Number five, correction. Number five is bad water. I'm reading off my list and I read it wrong. Flint, Michigan has been having, if you all know, because it made national news, Flint, Michigan has been having problems with having clean water, and it's still ongoing problem. I did a video talking about it. None hardly get any hits on it, but it's still going on today. People think that it's people are not really thinking about it no more, but Flint is still having a bad water. Flint still has really bad water. Um, if you're gonna think about moving up here, don't go to Flint. Well, it's all over Michigan, I think, because sometimes we have world water advisories here. So I think it's all over the state of Michigan. I think that the whole state has bad water. I think we have bad water here in Michigan. We have really, really bad water. It's bad. The water is bad. It's not. I don't even drink the water out of the tap. I buy bottled water. I drink matter of fact, this is what I drink. You know, and after I get done with it, I refill it. I buy gallon water and I refill it. I don't mess with the water out of the tap. I don't mess with my water, and I got my Brita filter pitcher, and I use that for my coffee and my cooking and stuff. I don't mess with that water out of the tap. Mm-mm. No, I don't trust it. So yeah, Michigan has very very bad water. Um, very have high crime rates. Number six, very high crime rates. Statistically, Michigan has one of the of all the states, statistically, I guess they do a list, and Michigan is pretty high up on that list as far as the states having like a high crime rate. The crime rate here in Michigan is very, very high, very high. You wouldn't think it because the weather's so bad it would be so high because you would think in the wintertime, well, it kind of slows down a little bit in the winter, but you would think people would be, I don't know. But yeah, it is. They said it is not a safe place for. It made the list of one of the most unsafe places for women to live. Um, it makes all kind of lists as far as crime. They have certain cities listed on the list, and um, yeah, Michigan has a very very high crime rate. Very high crime rates. I'm not sure as the reason why the crime rates here are so high. I mean, there's crime everywhere. I mean, there's crime everywhere. You're not going to be able to escape it. It's everywhere. But some states are higher than others, and Michigan is one of the states that statistically has the highest. They're up there on the list. I don't know. It's because they're thinking about because of Detroit, but it's not just Detroit. It's other cities here in Michigan. It's this very high crime rate. So that's something to think about before you think about moving to Michigan. Um, we have short summers that ties into one and two. We have short summers here, very short summers. We don't have very many warm days, and we don't have the sun doesn't come out very many days here. It's limited. You're gonna need to ante up on your vitamin D because we don't get a lot of sun here. The sun doesn't shine a whole lot up here, and and when it does, it's a real treat. Looks like today it's coming. It's going back and forth today. It's cloudy. Sun will come out for a little bit and go back in. You guys, if you guys are a regular on my channel and you always watching my videos, you notice I'm always talking about the weather. That's because the weather is a big deal up here. And weather is a big deal up here in Michigan. It's just a big deal. It's a big deal. It really is. That's why you always catch me talking about the weather sometime in the beginning of my videos. It's a big deal up here. So yeah, we don't have very many warm days. So if you used to a warmer climate and everything, yeah, it might not be a place that you want to consider moving to. Bad roads. I'm not gonna say what I wrote after that. The governor said it. Anyway, yeah, the roads are bad. Um, they said Michigan and New York have the worst roads. It's in Michigan and New York. State of New York, the state of Michigan and state of New York had the worst roads in all the whole United States. Wow. Yeah, Michigan has really bad roads. Bad roads. I know I have a lot of suspension problems on my car. Cars, our struts go out on our cars a lot, like our struts. Stuff like that goes out on our cars a lot up here because the roads are so bad. And sometimes if you're driving down the street and you're not paying attention, next thing you know you hear a boom. The big old pothole. You know it was there. So you have to be really pay. You have to really pay attention when you're driving because sometimes it sometimes they're not potholes. They're sinkholes. They're just that big. So Michigan has very very bad roads. Terrible roads. And you have to have a car to live in Michigan. Michigan is not a place to be without a car. You have to have a car to live here in Michigan. It's just, you know, if you don't, you're gonna have a very difficult time getting around. Um, Terrible economy. Number nine, terrible economy. The economy is just horrible up here. It's terrible up here in Michigan. It's just bad economy. The economy is bad. It's not good, you know. And they don't they used to help you a lot up here, but they don't help you that much no more. You don't get a lot of help up here in Michigan. So the economy is really bad. Number 10, low paying jobs. Michigan has, if you think you're going to come here, unless you got an advanced degree, unless you're a doctor or a nurse or got a, unless you got, something going on like that, um, you might stand a chance of getting a decent paying job. But Michigan has tons and tons and tons of low paying jobs. It is very, very difficult to get a really decent paying job here. It's one of the things that frustrates me about living in Michigan, and it's one of the very things I get frustrated about because I can't seem to find a decent paying job here. It's like, you know, there's a lot of low paying jobs, just low paying. And some jobs, um, just like this city that I live in, you only, I mean, you pretty much have to go out to the factory in order to make any. And some of them factory jobs are low paying. It depends on which one you get into. So, um, yeah, the minimum wage here is just terrible, and it's. I mean, the housing costs. That's one of the advantages. I mean, the housing costs are low, but even the housing costs, the problem with the economy is that the wages are not going up, and but the housing costs are going up. Yeah, they're low in comparison to other states, but at the same time they're going up. The housing costs are going up, but the wages aren't going up. So that's one of the main problems here in Michigan. And the poverty rate is high, and that keeps people in poverty in here in Michigan because if the housing cost is going up, then um, and the wages aren't going up, well, that's the problem. So that's my top 10. That's my list that I compiled of my top 10 reasons to not move to Michigan. If you're thinking about it, well, think again. Be sure to, if you're new to my channel, you're new watching this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so every time I do a video, you will be notified. Um, Current subscribers, keep making sure you hitting that notification bell and watching my content. I'm almost up to 800 subscribes. I need you guys to hit those subscribe buttons. Trying to get to 1,000 so I can start monetizing again. I've been on here for a very long time. I was able to monetize before, but they changed the rules. So um, I'm only a couple of hundred subscribes away. So I need you guys to really, really help me out. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button that'll get this video on out there, and share my video. Share it. So guys, help me out. Just need you guys to help me out. Okay. Stay tuned. I got some more interesting video topics coming up. Peace and love. This is Sweet June.